In teaching, it is a significant advantage if the piano at home sounds almost identical to the recorded acoustic grand piano. Music students can transfer the same playing techniques to the grand piano on stage without much adjustment due to the similar sound and feel of the instrument. This is more important than one might actually think, because an interpretation that sounds good on one instrument might not necessarily transfer to another due to a difference in manufacturer and sound quality. For students, it would eliminate double practice if the instruments would sound the same. If comparing with professional recordings might become necessary during practice for the student, it would be much easier to hear the difference if the piano at home and the one in the recording also actually sound the same. Why has this technology not caught on yet? One of the main reasons is certainly a slight delay in the sound and instability caused by the use of computer technology. With the right combination of components, however, technical progress nowadays makes it possible to play such apps, so-called VST instruments, reliably and almost without delay. To do this, we transferred the VSTIs to one of the best performing sampling players out there. Why is precise sound adjustment to keyboards so important? Each software and keyboard is different, even with products coming from the same manufacturer. Combining the two often results in something far from the perfection of an acoustic concert grand piano. This is not only a problem for professional players who rely on such perfections to deliver the best interpretation possible, but also for students who want to find out whether a weakness in their playing is coming from their own technique or from the piano itself. Consequently, for electronic keyboards with original piano mechanics, the response of the keystrokes should be very similar to the one of an acoustic piano. Otherwise, the lighter playing style offered by contemporary hammer mechanics is lost, and the intonation can become significantly inaccurate as well. This is mainly due to unwanted jumps in volume, and can also be caused by the wrong layers being assigned to a keystroke depending on the velocity. Furthermore, the recording process can also cause unwanted changes in attack, presence, brightness, and warmth. For example, if the attack value is not correct, it becomes impossible to play fast passages, especially if you want to play them quietly and in a clean manner. We therefore analyzed and optimized our bundles according to the typical intonation criteria in piano construction. This includes an extension of the dynamic range to a difference of 55 decibels, which enables pianists to perform from the quietest pianissimos to the loudest fortissimos, just like they would on a modern grand piano. So where is AI used? The sound in VST instruments is created by playing the recording of keystrokes. We use the new possibilities of AI technology to make these sound even more authentic. These optimizations aim to provide the player with a sound that is similar to that of an acoustic grand piano, perceived while being in the seated position. This made it possible to give the sound the necessary clarity so that each note in a chord can be heard. Compositions by, for example, Franz Liszt or Bela Bartok often contain subtle dynamic and articulatory nuances. The clear sound helps to effectively bring out these micro-contrasts without becoming blurred in the quietest or loudest passages. Furthermore, the complex polyphonic structures in Bartok's compositions can be clearly distinguished, making the complexity of the music audible. But it also offers practical advantages. In most cases, playing unprocessed recordings is not exactly pleasant for the ears. It creates an unbalanced spectrum which can be perceived as pressure building up in your ears over time while playing the instrument. Without automating the processing of such recordings, until now it has been impossible to do these kind of corrections to the sound. The reason is that the number of recordings is usually within a 5-digit range or even more. It was also important to us to give the sound a realistic size when played through studio monitor speakers. When playing live, however, the projection, so the ability of the piano to carry the sound through the room, is very crucial. For example, if a 9-foot grand piano was recorded, it should not sound like a smaller model when played in order to preserve the realism. True staccato. Many of these VSTIs lack the necessary realism when it comes to playing staccato passages. A concert grand piano sounds distinctly different when the keys are struck very briefly. Although some VST instruments contain these types of recordings, they do not offer functionality that adaptively plays the sound depending on how long a note is held down. So we decided to add a logic to the VST that produces a different sound depending on how quickly a key is released. For this, we use real staccato recordings depending on whether they are included in the VST. True pedal action. Half pedaling. With acoustic grand pianos, it is possible to gradually dampen the strings using the sustain pedal. Although most keyboards today support the connection of suitable pedals, this function is not yet implemented in most older VSTIs. In impressionist music or certain romantic pieces, however, this finer control of the sound is very much appreciated by the pianists. Repedaling. Related to this is the technique of repedaling. If the pianist lifts the pedal quickly and then presses it down again, the dampened strings can be reactivated. This helps especially in legato passages with the slurring of notes and chords to enable smooth and flowing transitions. For example, in Debussy's Clair de Lune, the pianist uses repedaling to change chords without blurring the sound while maintaining the desired sound continuity. Una corda. When the left pedal of a grand piano is pressed, not all strings, but one, or usually two in modern instruments, are struck. This not only makes the sound quieter, but also softer. A pianist can thus increase the dynamic range and play quiet passages even more gently. The tone can also change in color, allowing the pianist to create a particular atmosphere in certain musical contexts. Many composers have integrated the una corda pedal into their works to achieve specific sound effects. A well-known example is the piano work of Ludwig van Beethoven, who explicitly includes the una corda pedal in his sonatas and other pieces to achieve the desired expression. Many digital pianos today produce a quieter sound when you press down the una corda pedal. However, if you also want to change the sound, you usually need to fall back on a more expensive digital piano or on VSTs. Some VSTs have separate una corda recordings available. In that case, we integrated them accordingly. For those cases where this was not available, we tried to modify the existing recordings in a way that made the expression we described earlier possible. What also contributes to realism but plays a secondary role in everyday playing are sympathetic resonance, pedal catch samples, and repetition strikes. Our VSTs support sample-based sympathetic resonance effects with a measured volume that is identical to that of an acoustic grand piano. But pedal catch samples and repetition strikes are only supported if the recordings are available as well. Therefore, we do not want to go into further detail on these for now. To facilitate the creation of VST instruments with all the additional requirements in the future, we are currently working on a recording robot that can perform all the steps autonomously using AI. For the sale of our products, we currently rely on the collaboration with the manufacturers of the VST instruments. On our website, we offer 4 collaboration models, We hope that one of them will appeal to the manufacturers. In the meantime, you can sign up on our website for a waiting list. You will receive an email as soon as a selected product is offered for sale. No other emails will be sent. Feel free to let us know in the comments section if we have missed any important aspects. If you have any specific VST in mind that could use the optimization for live performance, you can also let us know by using the contact form on our website.